Hello my friends and welcome back to the channel for today's video, and I think next 2 or 3 videos we will do this. At the end it's time to build this car. It's so long. I bought it and I've already made a video to present the unboxing, and I have in mind a project, but in the meanwhile the car is becoming quite old, and nevertheless I wanted to do this car as I love so much the rallies, the power, how they drive, the fantastic, more than F1. I think it's a race between yourself and time. It's very nice. And for this car I have in mind good interiors as usual and some upgrades. So I prepared the work. Comment, like and subscribe. I'm bored to say comment, like and subscribe. Please subscribe. One more, if you like. Otherwise, friends like before, no matter. I was saying, I started work, and when I started work I used to organize. If you have seen some of my old videos about RC car building, you already know what I'm used to do. But if you're newcomer, welcome. Now I show you my way to organize the work, starting from there. I divided the box in several sections. Here we have the body, then tires and wheels. Wheels to be painted, to be painted as I don't like them in this way. Then we have some boxes with electrics, engine, ESC. Then another one with gears, transmission, steering. Then another one with a bumper and tapes, strips. And another little one with all the screws together. There are not so many, it's not a problem. Then, come here. This is the upgrade section. This is not an upgrade, you need it. Bam, there, with the engine. But the upgrade are the switch for the lights. I want to fit lights, LEDs, if it's possible. I think so. This is the switch to the electrics. Shock absorbers. I used this since a long time. They are Yaris, fantastic. They work very well. They are quite cheap. There are a lot of solution. Look, the content of the box. It's fantastic. And perhaps if you take a picture of this, you go to the site, to the website. And so we will have real oil shock absorbers, ball bearings, not sealed but just protected. And these I have to buy another 6 are neodymium magnets. Oops, lost. I have to buy 8 to mount the body on the car. I don't want to use clips. Next section is quite interesting because is the ecological section. Light. And what I mean about eco section, the bags and all what you don't use, you don't have to throw away. So we have a bag for the garbage, all the plastics, all the pieces of the body you don't use together. Then we have a little bag for the piece you don't use, Oh, there are a lot of double pieces you don't use down in a bag, a special bag. Then we have a bag for all the things you don't use, like bushing, springs. I have the other dampers, grease, a lot of grease, clips. I don't use clips, and so on. The antenna tube, the antenna tube. It's fantastic. It's wonderful. And so this is the bag for the things I don't use. And then the bag of the bags. This herein we have all the bags I found in the box and I don't have to use. I use not to throw away in the garbage. Nothing, no plastic at all. The last section is the section with the molded pieces, plastic, gummy, the frame, and this will be used while the constructions keeps on. This is the box. You see, I have the original plastic in order not to scratch. I'm a little maniac, I know, sorry. And into this box I will put all the things except the finished car. Stickers, I don't use them, so I protect. Come on. And so this is it. We can start to work. From the chassis is a standard TT02. I made a ton of these chassis. I don't think you are very interested in the construction of this kind of chassis. The only one thing I want to do is to lift the car as most as I can in order to have a real rally car that when jumps the wheel gets down, 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 down. I don't know if it will be possible, but I try. Before starting the work, it's very important to read this part. These are different settings for length, width and height of the chassis. Here on the body instruction, the first thing they say, this body features and wheelbase of 257 millimeters. Use of a high ground clearance setup. So this is for Toyota 257. This is high. This I don't know. Perhaps it will be explained. Step 1. As usual, we start with the transmission. 1. You want to see everything, or you want to see just step by step up? For example, this knot, this knot. Okay, this I will show you. This is what I made. The only difference is that here they say bushing and here I've mounted the ball bearings. Much, much more better. Keep on going with the differential. This set, bam, 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 up to, okay, I think that we can close the transmission. Just to say that I have mounted with grease, marine grease. I use marine grease. Closed, works. Here, important, depending from the wheelbase, we have to use this, or, attention, they say to use P18 when using a short wheelbase. So, remember, at this point, check. Next, the engine. The engine is on, grease, perfect, then we can close. 3 screws, and the third one here. Then we have to mount this. The work is arrived at step 18. Now we have something to say. These are the steering hubs, and here we have these 2 parts that are stoppers. The steering angle is not so much, but for sure it's enough. From here to here. This is very useful because thanks to this you cannot mount the steering servo saver, and the steering servo saver always steals something to the response because it's flexible, so sometimes at the start it flexes, then it steers. So if you have not this part, it's more immediate, precise. But perhaps this is enough. The thing I want to do is to cut a little bit in this position in order to have a little bit more steering for maneuvers in narrow places and so on. So I modify this with a file, cutting this edge and the other one too. Then I will decide if mount the servo saver or not. Done, the work is done. This is the steering angle I have now. More than enough. Second problem, the travel of the suspension arm. If I look at this and report to the reality, I think I estimate we have more than 30 centimeters. That it's a lot for the run of the wheel. The problem will be with the dampers, that they have to let the front arms go up and down to the limit. Next problem to solve. The transmission is done. It's quite difficult to move from here, but everything works. Next step, dampers. And these are just friction dampers. What a pity for a rally car. I told you we have this one. About this one, there's a video on my channel. I give you the link in the description. If you want to have the whole informations and how to mount them, go to that video. It's very useful. A lot of viewers have seen it and I received very good comments. So I suggest you to go there and then return back. And about these dampers, racing, I always remain astonished by the quantity of things you can buy with so little money and how many choice and opportunity they give you. This is all what you need to finish 4 dampers. But you have other springs. They are 3 or 4 choices by color: yellow, light blue, red. You have a ton of valves. This time I choose for 3 holes V made. That means that it depends from the side you mount. Goes faster in and slower out, or the opposite. Then you have a bunch of O-rings, spare O-rings. Then you have all these uniballs, different sizes, with a screw, without a screw, and today I will mount these instead of the screws, the Tamiya screws that are this one. This is better because the damper can float around, can move, and it's more sensible. Well, what can I say? These are treated, they are more durable, fantastic, all aluminium, all these silicone O-rings. And here, as you can see, I have increased the run of the rear suspension. This is increased, this is standard, and it's very easy because here there's a stopper. Show you. Here, cutting this little piece, I can increase the run of the whole suspension. Done. Et les voilà, messieurs, les jours sont faits. Long travel suspension with very nice dampers. Perfect working. If a real car had such a movement on the suspension, it would be a lot. Very happy. More steering and more run. Let's go on. Electrics. I made a lot of changes and it's not finished perhaps. First of all, on the speed controller I've changed the socket. I've added this for the lights and eliminated this cable because this is a brushed motor, not brushless, so this is difficult to put in good order. Then I've changed the motor wires, not these so thin but this bigger, and I made a great work undoing this plug from here, opening and closing again, but these are the wires, very long. This will stay here and I will never take this away from this car, so I think that I will go directly with these wires, not with this. Of course, I've shortened the wire of the switch from inside here, opening, clack, clack. This is quite long, but okay, I leave it in this way. And this about wiring. Is it all? Yes. Then I have reversed the shocks, more weight down, and the oil stay inside. I hope not to have this need. What else? Now I have to mount the steering servo, finish with the steering servo, then mount the ESC, then the receiver. The receiver is the usual receiver from the kit. It is this speed controller 1060. I suggest you to buy one, and I carry receiver and 1060 to all my cars, so in 2 minutes you put on the car. The time you charge the battery, you make the car working. That's all. The work continues. Et voila! The chassis is made. This time I think that I've made a great job. All the wiring is reduced to the minimum as possible. The only thing that I have to do is this plug. I would like to mount this plug on the frame, perhaps making a hole. So when I put the body on, I have the place, solid place to plug the lights, not a wire that goes around. What can I say? There are a lot of modifications, and this is a video about these modifications. The way you can build a very nice TT02 chassis that is always the same chassis that Tamiya used with different bodies, but you built it in a better way, from bearings to cheap but very nice suspension, up to a lot of little works you can do. And this is how does it works. And you see, when I use the third channel, take care about this light, on, off. Steering, I have a lot. This is the maximum steering I have. Perhaps it's not so important. I've set this with the exponential, so for the first run of the wheel it moves very little, then bam, increases. This is the engine. Super short wires. Not so fast, but nice. Transmission sounds well. And this is it. For today's video, I think this is enough. Perhaps you are also bored. There are a lot of works before having the car finished. Inner fenders, body posts with the magnets mount, not clips, no. Then I have to do the body, I have to do the wheels, interiors. I would like to have also interiors. So the work is perhaps 30%. Now starts the grit work. What can I say? Thank you very much for watching. Comment, like and subscribe. And up to the next. I don't know if with this car or with something different. Plain, Gilos, perhaps. Now I'm concentrated on this, and I would like to carry it on. Anyhow, thank you very much for watching once again, and ciao. Stay well.